Hello and welcome back to Redirecting. I have some additional information about Russia and Africa. Now, this time, this is an article on stripes.com where Russia is sending strategic bombers to South Africa for a visit. Interesting, huh? They are sending strategic bombers to South Africa for a visit. Now, this tells me right now that something very unique is going on with Russia and the African continent. And we all know how the bullies of the West are looking at this. You know that they are paying very close attention. As I stated in a previous video, that they are trying to re-strategize. Now, okay, what do we need to do to one-up Moscow, right? And again, if the African continent falls for anything the West has to say, then I feel that they are without hope. But right now, it's seeming like that is not happening. It seems as if they are saying, okay, let's see what Russia has to say about things. Let's go have a seat at their table and toss around some ideas with people that are saying, look, we don't have any strings attached. We just want to do this and do that. And we're not trying to exploit you. Okay. Now, that would be great if they just keep it at that. It would be awesome. I'm going to go ahead and finish reading some of the article here on Stripes. But anyway, it says, the Russian military says 2 of its nuclear capable bombers will visit South Africa in what appears to be the first ever such deployment to the African continent. So then this is big, y'all. If this is the first ever deployment to the continent, this is big, okay? So the Russian Defense Ministry said Monday that sending the Tu-160 bombers is intended to help develop bilateral military cooperation and reflects a strategic partnership with one of Africa's most developed economies. The mission comes as Russian President Vladimir Putin is set to host the first ever Russia-Africa summit this week with 43 of the continent's 54 heads of state or government in attendance. The remaining 11 countries will be represented by foreign ministers or other officials. As part of efforts to expand its clout in Africa, Russia has signed military cooperation agreements with at least 28 African countries, the majority of them in the past 5 years. So what this says to me, you all, is that something big is definitely happening on the continent. Of course, we see that it's still outside interest heavily involved in what happens on the continent. This sounds like a step in a different direction. I'm not going to say whether it's a step in the right direction or a step in the wrong direction, but we can certainly say it's a step in a different direction. The reason why I don't want to go in one direction or the other in terms of if it's right or wrong is because the Bible tells us don't trust your enemies, right? And so far, we have seen that Africa has no friends. Black people, period, don't have friends. We just have people who make promises and break promises. So it remains to be seen how Russia is going to deal with Africa. But if this in any way ties to biblical prophecy, it will become very clear very soon. Because the regions of Gog and Magog play a very significant role in end-time prophecy. They do. I mean, it's very clear in Scripture. And so we would like to see how all of this ties in and fits together as it relates to the continent of Africa. because there are so many other biblical prophecies that we see unfolding. The scripture talks about how the earth is going to help the woman, and the woman being representative of the 12 tribes of Israel. And so this could very well be a portion of that, what we're looking at right now. But again, it remains to be seen what their role is going to be, and if they're going to come in like China with all these promises and making all of these deals and promising all of this help, and then all of a sudden they are strong arming the African people and abusing the African people and making fun of them and taunting them, and just all kinds of things are happening with those people from the Chinese, the Asian nations that have come in there. Not just them, but even the people of India. So we will see what role Russia plays. It would be great if someone could be honest for a change and just really do right by the motherland. That would be awesome. Okay. I just wanted to share this with you all. It was shared with me by one of my viewers. And this is the kind of stuff that I like to see as well. We cover a lot of news here in the U.S. But again, the continent of Africa is very significant as well. And we need to stay on top of what's going on there. With these other nations, what they are doing, why they are doing it, and what kind of games are they playing. We need to be wise as it relates to dealing with these other nations, whether you're on the continent of Africa or whether you're in the diaspora. We've got to be wise in our dealings with these other people, because right now they have the upper hand, or do they really? All of this was prophesied. The Most High said that they would be given the upper hand for a season, but he's going to take it away at some point. So it's obvious that we're getting closer and closer to that. So keep your eyes on the prize, family. And with that, I will say shalom. Be sure to ring the bell to be notified of new uploads on this channel, and also comment, share, like, and subscribe.